Hey guys, Coach Monica here. Hope you're having a great day. Have you ever heard the saying, show me your schedule and I'll show you your future? Well, it seems a little dramatic, but it's true. I mean, if I were to have followed you around for the last 7 days, would I be really crystal clear on where you were going, what your intentions are, what your one thing is, if you will? What I want to show you today is I want to give you a glimpse into my calendar so that you can see a little hack that I do. If you use a Google Calendar, you're going to love this. And it is an incredible way to look at your week and make sure that your priorities are in your calendar and not the other way around. Because a lot of times, guys, we just operate that our priorities are whatever shows up in our calendar. We just make our calendar a priority. And really, the subtle difference there is we must put our priorities into the calendar. So let me share my screen with you. And, oops, here we go. I took out the names to protect the innocent. I took out the names to protect the innocent. But as I plan out my next week, I color code every hour. Because, guys, every hour of your day needs to be monetized. It needs to be monetized in some way. Because a week can go by and you haven't done revenue generating activity. And I'm going to show you an example of an agent calendar, of course, because I'm doing some selling, but I'm also doing mostly coaching. So what the colors are is if it's dark green, I'm actually earning income. I'm earning income. I actually coach on Mondays and Tuesdays and a little bit on Wednesday morning. I have a client that I think is filling this spot. So I'll be coaching 2.5 days out of the week. I like to have my days packed like that so that I'm in a mode each day. The purple represents my activities that are directly going to affect the results I want. So whether I'm growing my real estate business or I'm attracting agents to EXP and showing them all that's there, like those activities are reflected in the purple activities. The green is where I'm actually earning income. So for you, for an agent, dark green would be a closing. Now a light green would be an activity that would lead you to a financial reward. So for me, when I do free coaching calls, what I call discovery calls, that's me like either genuinely just helping somebody that may want to coach further, or it's somebody interviewing me to see if I would be a right fit for them. But either way, that's a step before somebody says, hey, Monica, I'd like to get on your coaching schedule. So the light green represents the step right before the financial. And then I have open for consultants open for consulting. That might mean I might take a discovery call or I might take an EXP explained or whatever that looks like. But notice in here, I mark that time as free so that on my calendar scheduler, which I recommend you all do, either Calendly or I use Time Trade. As an agent, you should do that because your clients can get your time very easily there. So anyway, I make that blue. That's open. Somebody can set a schedule there. My personal stuff is gray, and then my personal development is yellow. I usually have more yellow. Next week, I'm just having two different coaching calls for my personal development. So here's the hack, guys. Can I look at my schedule right here? And can I see that I am very purposeful, that 80% of my week is dark green or purple or light green? Very little of it is activities that, aren't generating revenue or aren't at least on my very specific path to where I'm going. Okay, so let's look at a sample agent calendar. Now this calendar takes basically 2.5 days off, although it opens Sunday up to appointment only. Now, please don't tell me that, I can't not work weekends. For the last 2 years of when I was generating income as an agent, working 100% as an agent, the last 2 years, I practically did not work weekends. It can be done. I made more money in those 2 years than I had ever made in real estate. and it can be done. So this calendar is very purposeful, and I think you'll find it to be pretty realistic. So you wake up in the morning, whatever that looks like for you. Obviously, all of this will change for your schedule. You got to make it work for you. This is just an example, so don't get hung up on how I have this set up. But you wake up whenever you need to wake up. If you have, kids, then of course you've got your morning routine with the kids and getting them on the bus or to school or whatever that looks like. But put your morning in first. Then when can you start work each day? It might look a little different depending on the day. In this example, it's 7:30. You're doing your lead attraction activities. That could be some Facebook work. That could be some messaging. You could be sending handwritten notes. You could be doing send out cards. You could be, once 8 o'clock hits, you could be calling expireds or FSBOs. Whatever it is that you do every single day to either generate leads or attract leads. It's one of the two, generating or attracting leads. If you want to talk about what that looks like more specifically, please reach out to me and you can get a free coaching call around that. But that's protected time that must happen because, guys, that is the lifeline to your business. That's the lifeline to your business. It must happen every single day. Then in this schedule, we have an hour and a half after that where you go and answer your emails. Whatever happened overnight or whatever ball needs to be moved forward on your deals, the pendings, the actives, the coming listings, whatever. You're working on those sorts of things here from 9 to 10:30. Now, quite frankly, I've got buffer time in here 4 days a week. On Tuesday, you should be touring. If that's when you tour in your region or city, you should be touring houses. It's our job to know the inventory. And so we should put that in every time. The only thing that's not in here is some sort of coaching or personal growth. I wish and hope that you will put that in, no matter what that looks like. Maybe that's just watching YouTube videos for an hour every week, something like that. Got lunch booked in here. You can have lunch with a client. You can be working with a referral source, whatever. Then the afternoons, you decide what evenings you'll allow appointments because, guys, you get to dictate when you are open for business. It's a myth that you have to be available all the time, and if you're running your life like that, we need to talk. So you have your afternoons open for appointments. Now, let's say somebody calls and they need to see a house tomorrow morning, and you believe that that house will be gone if you wait until the afternoon. Okay, then you set that for 9 a.m., and then you take this and drag it somewhere else. You cannot just erase it. Don't just plug something in there and eliminate it. If you erase, you must replace, right? We've heard that 100 times. Okay, so that's what a kind of a typical calendar, and then you would add in, if you had a closing, you would put that on here and it would be a dark green. If you were showing houses, that would be light green because that leads to a contract, right? Okay, I hope that helps. A little calendar hack. Guys, how you run your day is so critical. The micro is the macro. The micro is the macro. How you run every single hour of your day will tell me what the macro results are that you'll get. All right, hope that helps. If you want to talk anymore, let me know. See ya.